Hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Quick one today: how to or why you should stop firing and discharging your patients and your clients in physical therapy, outpatient rehab, home physical therapy, concierge physical therapy. This might rub some the wrong way. I understand that there's some guidelines and things around Medicare and maybe Medicaid or commercial insurances. But in my world, what we do, home concierge visits, and we do accept out-of-network benefits, and sometimes those will get exhausted. Sometimes the out-of-network plans may only have 20 visits per calendar year, sometimes 60, or sometimes unlimited with the stipulation of medical necessity. Anyway, the point of this episode is that I implore you as a practice owner just to consider no longer using the word discharge. You could obviously a plan of care, 8 visits, 10 visits, 15 visits, whatever it is. Of course, a plan of care will start and end, and it's helping a patient or client achieve whatever their goals are: returning to CrossFit, walking more, walking better, walking with more stability, whatever it might be, getting back to the goals that they need with the insurance coverage or benefits that they have, and with a cost per visit that is manageable for them. I understand that some of the things that I say might rub some the wrong way. And I know I'm a little biased. I'm here in New York City and the cost of living is higher. And there's some folks or more folks that may have more ability to pay out of pocket for my type of services or other type of services. But anyway, there's been folks over the years that have said things like healthcare and physical therapy is the only place in the world or in business where the business owners fire their customers, meaning that they say, okay, you've come for 8 visits or whatever, and now we need to discharge you. You're all better. And now if that patient already has a gym, a wellness facility, they work out on their own, you've taught them, you've given them the tools to go from A to B, and now they're better, and now they can go run again, they can go prepare for a half marathon or a full marathon. Great, wonderful. And they don't need you anymore, and they needed you to help with their mobility, return them to function, return them to their activities, daily living, whatever it might be. I get it, but just consider not using the word discharge. You could instead say things like, hey, you've met your goals here, or your insurance visits have been exhausted. What we're going to do is we're going to pause this plan of care, or we're going to pause your physical therapy, or we're going to you've run out of visits, but the next sentence is important, I believe, to let them know that, hey, this isn't for everybody, and this isn't for all of our clients, but I wanted to let you know that our patients that come here, I mean, we go to people's homes, but I'm talking about brick and mortar. So that our other patients that come here to your office, some percentage of them want ongoing coaching or accountability, or they want tune-up sessions or maintenance visits or whatever it might be. And it could be, 1 visit a month they pop in. And if it's not covered by their insurance, or if there's too many insurance and administrative hurdles for them to jump through, or for you, your practice, to jump through just to fit them in some open slot in the next 2 weeks or the next month or the next quarter, whatever it might be, I suggest that you, instead of saying discharge, just say, hey, we're gonna put a cap on, we're finished this plan of care. We helped you go from this point to where you're at now, and this is where you wanted to get to. But I wanted to let you know that some percentage of our patients decide that they want ongoing blank, fill in the blank, whatever it might be. They want ongoing mobility, dry needling, laser. They want hands-on work, manual therapy. They just want accountability, rechecking their form, rechecking their running analysis on your treadmill, whatever it might be. And, you can give them a printout or some dollar amount of, here's the dollar amount of what these things would be, or it could be you segue them into some monthly wellness coaching. It could be remote over some app like True Coach, or it could be they come into your office and they're paying out of pocket. Wellness training, performance training, and it's a hybrid the experience is a hybrid of going from the pure plan of care, clinically necessary, medically necessary, to no longer medically necessary. Maybe they're dealing with some aches or pains, and it's not enough for them to necessitate medical necessity, or they've already exhausted their benefits, whatever it might be. But I implore you to just try it. And you have to tell your staff, you have to tell your front desk staff to potentially not even call it a discharge evaluation anymore. The last evaluation could just be the recap evaluation, because there's the initial evaluation and there's a progress note or a progress evaluation somewhere in the middle, wherever it might be, depending on Medicare or insurance or whatever it might be. And then at the end, your discharge evaluation. But that could be, a summary eval, or it could be a recap eval. But instead of discharge, like, just consider, like, let them know that the door is still open for them. Hey, you've used these 8 visits, you've used these 15 visits, whatever it might be. But if you have something pop up in the next 2 to 3 weeks or the next 2 to 3 months or whatever it might be, the door is always open. Here's some ways where you can get some quick care or some quick service or some quick help or some quick accountability. And it might be these private pay, these out-of-pocket services. And it's this, this, and this. And here's either a menu, or you can email it to them or text it to them, or you have a printout of the private pay services. You're letting them know that the door is not slamming in their face, and that the only way for them to return to your office is if they have a big recurring issue of their most recent diagnosis or situation, or if a new thing pops up. But there's also folks that have some little aches and pains and some, like, minor things that they would maybe pop in or stop in and try some of your private pay services, but they don't know. Like, maybe you're not letting them know. Your front desk staff or you and your team, like, you don't have to pitch it and sell it hard. That's not what I'm talking about, but presenting the options. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm playing weekend baseball here in New York City. And from time to time, I have aches and pains. And actually right now I use at Fit Club, this physical therapist, Kellen Scantlebury, he owns 3 locations in the New York City area. And like a year or so ago, I paid for one of those Normatec compression boot, it's Air Relax that he uses, the brand, for pneumatic compression boots. And I've done 2 out of, like, the 5 session package. And I'm a physical therapist myself, but I've gone and paid out of pocket to use that. And then I get, I still have a few more sessions on that package. And the reason I did that is because, I want to stay healthy and well. I want to be able to work out every day, and I want to play baseball, and I'm active. So I'm that type. I'm obviously biased because I'm that type of patient or client. And some of your patients or clients might not fit this, and they will never pay out of pocket for anything at all. And I get it. But just consider not using the word discharge. Discharge is like, we're firing you, we're getting rid of you. Like, that's it. And it's I just don't think it's ideal with the current marketplace and the current way that physical therapy is. And also, if you allow these patients and clients an easier way to re-enter your world, get back into your world, they might use your services before their next issue or their current issue flares back up significantly, or before a new issue becomes chronic and you catch it early when it's acute, and then they use less services. I'm not talking about using more services or overutilization, but maybe they use less services. Maybe you save them money because they're able to get back into your office sooner. And maybe some part of them getting back into your office, into your therapy services sooner, either insurance-based therapy services or private pay services, if they come back in sooner, maybe they actually save time and money, the patient, the client, because they know that you have this, and these other offerings. And I've worked in a bunch of different outpatient physical therapy offices, and a lot of patients end up loving the staff, the owner, the front desk team. They know everyone by name. They write Google reviews with everyone by name. So just make it easy. Just make it super easy. Potentially not using the word discharge, because it really is like firing your client, firing your patients. You could blame it on the insurance. You could say, hey, unfortunately, your insurance they only authorize 8 visits. And then the patient's going to say, oh, well, I'll get my physician or my doctor to write another prescription. And we all know, hey, you could do that. And that doesn't really matter. And the insurance company holds the key here, and they're ultimately the decision makers. So the one thing that you and I can control, Mr. or Mrs. Patient, the one thing that we can control is that if you need us for any tune-up sessions, maintenance visits, a little quick stretch, a little whatever, laser, pneumatic compression boots, dry needling, maybe traction or decompression, whatever it might be, a rechecking of your form, rechecking of your squats or your lunges, rechecking of your home exercise program, progressing your home exercise program. All of these things can be paid out of pocket, and you get to set the dollar amount for that. So really quick episode, subscribe to the Dave Kittle Show if you find this helpful and valuable. Check us out on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. Check out the YouTube where we're doing screen shares of a little bit more redacted financials and private things that we can screen share that you cannot see on iTunes or Spotify because it's audio only. Catch you next time here on the Dave Kittle Show. Thanks. Bye. Hey, it's Dave Kittle. Are you a healthcare business owner or physical therapy practice owner who is looking to figure out your succession plan or exit strategy? We might be able to help. And in fact, we may be interested in acquiring your practice. If you're interested, you can reach out to me. Shoot me an email at dave@conciergepainrelief.com. That's DAVE at CONCIERGE painrelief.com. Or you can call me at any time, 646-781-8884.